Prime Road area. The two police personnel, including the secondary MTTD station officer and 10 fire service personnel, were among the injured who were rushed to the Fiankwanta and Gapoa hospitals for treatment. We'll speak to our correspondent in a bit to get more on this development, but while we work the phone lines to raise our correspondent over the telephone, let's take you to the Accra Sports Stadium as we take you down memory lane. 16 years ago, when over 120 people died in the May 9 disaster. Now, a reclaim ceremony has been held at the Accra Sports Stadium to commemorate the 16th anniversary of the May 9 disaster. Representatives of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ghana Football Association, Accra Hatsefo, Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, and the families of the bereaved fans all laid wreaths in memory of the victims as part of the ceremony. The disaster, described as the worst in the history of African football, occurred as a result of a stampede at the Accra Sports Stadium.
First and second degree burns, which I think we can handle here in the Fiankwanta, except something else happened. At the moment,
you're watching Newsroom. When we return, we'll bring you some more stories to stay.
Every 60 minutes, scoliosis attacks a child in Ghana. These children will be stigmatized for life. They will die slowly and painfully as the twisting spine crushes their internal organs, all before the age of 25. What will you do to help?
The Foundation of Orthopedics and Complex Spine, FOCUS, announces its first ever fundraising event in Ghana. The event will take place at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel on Saturday, 13th May at 6 p.m. Proceeds from the event will go into the Focus Endowment Fund to support needy children who require surgery.
Interested persons can contribute towards the fundraising at 600 Ghana cedi for one or 1,000 Ghana cedi for two, or call 020-0000-856 through Unibank account number 02-11311-006781, the World Trade Center branch.
I hope these surgeries will be done so that I can be on my own and I won't depend on someone to be taken out of me.
Hi, I'm Ajete Anand. Well, sometimes life pushes us to the very edge. And just when it seems like there's no way out, just hold on. Choose right. Stay alive. Choose life.
Choose Life is a GHOne TV initiative promoting the value of life.
Welcome back to Newsroom. We are live on GH1 television. Let's go back to our earlier story about how a wreath-laying ceremony has been held at the Accra Sports Stadium to commemorate the 16th anniversary of the May 9 disaster. Joseph Gold Armstrong is our correspondent on the ground. He's bringing us some live pictures from there now. Good morning, Joseph.
Hello, good morning, Kevin.
Tell us what's going on now.
Well, I'm here at the stadium where the disaster took place some 16 years ago. Okay, and then you can see some supporters union here drumming and then trying to remember what happened to some of their colleagues some 16 years ago. Immediately, earlier on, there was a ceremony held to remember those who lost their lives, and it was chaired by some board of trustees who have been taking care of the victims who lost their lives, their children and their wives. I have with me the secretary this board of trustees, and they actually led the team today who celebrated the 16 years on after that disaster. I quickly want to talk to him and then find out from him how exactly they are ensuring that the victims who lost their lives, their children that they left behind, their wives, and then some to their husband, how are they managing to ensure that these people are not left as vulnerable orphans? Let me quickly talk to him. Sir, good morning. You are live on GHOne TV.
Good day.
Yeah.
Good day.
So, what's your name?
Christopher Annan.
Okay.
Christopher Annan.
Okay, and then you are the
Secretary Stroke Welfare Officer of the Accra Sports DC.
Okay. So it's 16 years down the line after that disaster took place here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Let's find out from you, the victims, those who lost their lives. They left behind children and wives. How are you managing those left behind?
They left 148 children, including 3 posthumous children. As we speak, some of them have completed school at various levels, SHS and tertiary. Tertiary education was not part of the mandate, but we realized some of the children were doing extremely well, so we decided to sponsor them to the universities and polytechnics. As we speak now, we have 8 of them at various levels at the universities and the polytechnics, technical universities. Those are the tertiary. We give them, apart from paying their fees and the hostel fees, we give them laptops. Every semester also we give them money to cater for photocopying and other things. Hey. Those at the secondary level, we pay all fees submitted, okay, including PTA levies and every.
So basically, what you are saying is that all these people have been taken care of. Yeah. But how are you able to tell that whether or not they are victims or not? How are you able to tell so that it will not have this issue of corruption taking place in this thing you are handling?
Very good. After the disaster, the government of Ghana got the BNI involved and the police, CID, and the Ghana Education Service. So the children were properly identified and they were all given specific numbers. So the numbers are also linked to the dead. So somebody, they have 1/5, 22/25. His or her number 21 is specific to the person, and the 25 also refers to a specific person who died. Okay. So they compiled the list. Okay. So the master list is there. Yeah. You cannot delete and you cannot add.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. So that is the secretary to the board of trustees, those assigned to ensure that the victims that lost their life back May 9th, 2001, they are not left empty-handed by then. Well, you heard him. He actually said that some of them have been taken care of right from the primary school to the university level now. Let me move on and talk to some of the victims. There's one lady not too far from me. Sir, please come this way. Let me talk to this lady. She happens to be a daughter of one of the victims who lost her life some 16 years ago. She said to me that she is now an SS graduate, and she's seen how the board of trustees can help her further education to university. Let me quickly talk to her. How are you? And then what's your name?
I'm Eunice, thank you.
Okay. So you mean you lost your dad in the event?
Yes, I lost him.
What do you remember? Some 16 years ago, how old were you?
Oh, I was 3.
You were?
I was 3 years.
So you mean?
I didn't know anything about it. You see, at that young age, I didn't know anything about it. So I don't really remember what happened on that very day. Yes. But
you have benefited from his life after living this earth. You are benefiting now?
Yes, I'm benefiting.
How difficult it is for you to get to the board of trustees?
Oh, it's not that difficult. As far as you have your name in their records, and then you are doing, even if you are not doing good at all, they will help you. Because if your dad were to be alive, provided you are good or not, he's probably going to take you through school.
So you mean you don't have any challenge at all getting to the board of trustees? Let me talk to another woman. She is a widow because she lost her husband. Let me quickly move to where she is now and then engage her. Madam, what are you saying? Nti also usi ukunu ifrimu. Nti ifrimu ni abrabo neti saying.
Oh, send yanke wo hwa nke beye no. On say nipa mienu asetena enti se nipa ba akofo de enti no ba ne sanso no mo hwe nkwala no e de maye be ye din so bitu school fees kra de ma na se bibimpo ni wo dinti esro mo so mo boye so awofo kakra na ye ntumi so mpempia ni omo so mo ye de maye no
na se o ma se na wo
oh menene ye wo ba ko na asem ne ba efi o me nware biu
ntu ba je se o mo hwe o ma ne ma o nanso wonya nka o mo hwe mu ma me fo nso bi
ko mo ma ye bibi kakra ye de be dandan ho because school fees de ba and tinka yenso o mo tue school fees ne ma ye na senka o ma ye bibi kakra na se ye de ye bibi a yenso betimi sania o ko secondary school a o mo tue school fees no be provisions turning near ma na transportation e wo mo no ye de nti so mo boan kakra e feel say ene ma be ko ya ma he
we de o mo panyi ba ko wa se ma me ne nkasa me bisa ne se what does he think about the situation? So Kemini, if you had a woman, she lost the husband and she is complaining that, well, the board of trustees, they do well to take care of their children, but then it looks like the mothers have been left out, and that's a complaint. She wishes that the board of trustees will be able to extend that hand of help to the mothers too, because they also have to survive, and that life is so difficult for them. Now, let me talk to the secretary to the board of trustees and ask him whether or not they have any plans for the mothers, sir.
Not now. It will be very difficult to extend the care to the guardians or the mothers. As we speak now, as I've told you, I have a little 400,000, and we were relying on treasury bill interest rates to take care of them from Bank of Ghana. Okay. Yeah. Now, from 23-24%, now it is 15%, 16%. So sharp drop. And the desire is that the child should not be a burden on society. The child should be able to support himself to become useful citizen. The child must go to school, must feel comfortable. That is it.
So for now, you mean the parents, you cannot help them now? No, you cannot help them now. Let me talk to one of the supporters who happens to be here on that disastrous day. Well, Kemeni, I don't know whether you know this gentleman. He is with the supporters union. What's the name of your supporters union?
Die Hard Supporters Union.
Okay, so Die Hard. Were you here when the disaster occurred?
Yes, I was here.
Okay, so narrate to me, where were you seated and then how was it like? How did you manage to escape?
Well, fortunately, I was in the VIP. Okay. I don't normally come to the VIP, but fortunately for me that day, I was given a VIP ticket, so I was in the VIP. So I had it a little bit easier than other people.
Did you get any of your supporters losing their lives?
No, no. That time we've not formed the union. The union was just formed in 2008.
Okay. Let me ask you the very last question now, 16 years on. Do you think any lessons has been learned? Because let's look at the state of the stadium now. Do you think we've learned any lessons 16 years on?
Well, I don't think we've learned something about what happened, because what brought the issue is about referee officiating. You and I, we are not a referee. So when referee officiate, we have to just obey. Sometimes you are not happy about officiating, but it's part of football. Sometimes you get a referee who support you, not is supporting you, but everything that you does, you get the advantage.
So you mean supporters are still not taking the instructions from referees, and some referees are also not doing their work, or is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. And sometimes we are still throwing objects to the field. Recently, Kotoko did it. House of Folk did it some past years. Okay. They still don't understand what the referee means, so they still throw object to the pig.
I'm afraid we have to leave it here. Kemeni, you heard them, so it looks like we've not learned so much lessons, because just last week or so, I'm told Kotoko repeated something similar. Also, folk also did the same thing, so it looks like we have a lot to learn. Let me hand over to you in the studio now, Kemeni.
Absolutely, thank you very much for bringing us that report from the Accra Sports Stadium. We'll bring you more on the story in subsequent broadcast. But let's take a trip to Takoradi in the western region, where sadly more than 60 people have been fatally injured in a gas explosion there. The explosion occurred around 7:15 a.m. on the main Sekondi Prime Road area. 2 police personnel, including the Sekondi MTTD station officer and 10 fire service personnel, were among the injured who were rushed to the Fiang Kwanta and the Gapoa hospitals for treatment. Let's get the latest on this development. Emmanuel Ohenejan is our Western Region correspondent. He's joined us via telephone with more on this development. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Kemini.
What is the situation at the gas station now?
Well, currently, as we speak, the situation has been brought to a proper control. Fire service are almost done with the quenching of the fire. The place looks very calm. We still have a lot of onlookers around to look at what really triggered this morning gas explosion. I must say that so far the injured person has been referred to the Fiang Kwanta Regional Hospital and that of Gapoha Regional Hospital. At the Fiang Kwanta Regional Hospital, we have close to 55 people, according to Dr. Richard Anthony, the acting medical director of the Fiang Kwanta Regional Hospital. And at the Gapoha Hospital, we are told we have 24 victims. According to Dr. Richard Anthony, the casualties or the incidents recorded are first and second class injuries, and most of them are in a stable condition, apart from a few of them who are in critical condition. He told me that nobody is dead at the moment, and the situation is being handled. The other challenge is that the Western region has no trauma or burn center, and so victims were being treated on verandas and in the open, and it became very difficult for them controlling the crowd because, you know, a lot of family relations and loved ones were coming around to see if their family members were affected.
Now, let's go back to events of earlier today. How did the explosion occur? What do we know?
Well, what we are told is that the explosion started at a company called Bunko Companies, an aluminium company. They use this aluminium to produce utensils and other products as well. And so we were told in the morning, some of the workers alerted officials of the company of a gas leakage happening in the yard. And so most of them were told to leave the yard. And it was at that time they tried calling in the fire service. But unfortunately, before the fire service people could come in, the first explosion had taken place. And within 5 or 10 minutes after the first people had arrived at the scene trying to contain the situation, the second also followed. And so that was the time a lot of people...
Hello, Emmanuel. I think we may have lost our correspondent there. Let's move on to some other stories now. Back here in the national capital, Accra, Aisha Huang, the Chinese woman believed to be deeply engaged in illegal mining in Ghana, has appeared in courts. Aisha and 4 other Chinese nationals, with support of Ghanaians, were reportedly mining in the area which belongs to the Water Resources Company Limited. Wilberforce Asari is a court correspondent. He's joining us live from the court complex here in Accra with details of this development. Wilberforce.
Hi, Kamini.
Take us through what happened in court today.
Well, so, Kamini, Justice Eko Baden's court was invited this morning to deal with the bail application by defense lawyers for the lady who is now known as the Galamsey Kingpin here in Ghana, Aisha. But Justice Charles Eko Baden's court has refused the bail application by lawyers for Aisha. Essentially, he says that he is not satisfied that if this lady, together with her other accomplices, are granted bail, he's not satisfied that they will not be interfering with the investigations that the Ghana Immigration Service is actually conducting over their Galamsey activities. This morning, they arrived in the company of about 8 immigration officers in one big immigration bus. When they sat in the court, they were quite jittery, but there was one issue that came up that has to do with the fact that Aisha still had access to her phone, and throughout the court proceedings, she had in her hands her iPhone, which she was using and exchanging messages and what have you with other people. The judge got upset actually when he found out that this lady still had access to her phone, even though she is under lawful custody. As I speak to you now, she is still sitting there in the criminal court 4, where the processes are expected to be completed so that they can be taken away from here to in some prisons, where they have been remanded until the 23rd of May 2017. Kemini.
Well, I find it quite strange that she still had her phone in court. Let's get a bit about that story. She was in lawful custody, but she's had her phone the whole time. What happened to that development?
Well, so it's quite disturbing that even though she is arrested, as it were, and in lawful custody, as it were, in the company of immigration officers, she still had access to her phone. In fact, when I came into the courtroom, she was seated, and I saw her with the phone. She was on the phone, using the phone and exchanging messages. I raised alarm with it, but nobody paid attention to me until the judge himself found out that the accused persons had access to their phones while they were in the court. As I speak to you now, the phone has been retrieved from her by immigration officers. When I tried getting an explanation, one of the immigration officers who came with her told me that she had to make contact with her lawyer, and that is why they granted her access to her phone. Subsequently, they have had to retrieve the phone from her, and so for him, he thinks that there was no issue as far as her phone is concerned.
Is that the procedure if a person or a suspect in lawful custody would want to establish contact with a lawyer? Keeping in mind that Aisha has been in custody for, a while now.
Absolutely, Kemini. It is, from what I know from the courts, the police officers or the prison officers or whichever officer that is having custody of you will assist you to make contact with a lawyer of your choice. It is not left to the accused person to do that particular activity. And so it is quite surprising that this particular lady, Aisha, had access to her phone, and the excuse was that she had to make contact with her lawyer. What I know as the procedure is that the officer that is holding you will assist you through his phone or through any other phone to make contact with a lawyer of your choice, so that your case can be heard. And so it is quite a departure from what I know as the norm here in the courts, Kemini.
I see. So tell us again, when is she and the 4 other suspects to reappear in court?
So as it stands now, Kemini, the judge in his short ruling indicated that he is remanding them into Insawan prison custody, and they are expected to appear in court on the 23rd of May 2017. Even though the immigration prosecutors were asking for just 1 week of remand, beginning from today, the 8th of May, the judge decided to remand them beyond 1 week, which is the 23rd of May, expecting that the immigration officers will not come back to court to say that they still need more time to complete their investigations.
Well, just a quick background. Give us a reminder of why this lady is causing a lot of controversy in the country at a critical time when the country is embarking on a fierce fight against Galamsey.
Well, Kemini, so immigration officers suspect that even though an order which was given by the minister for the purposes of ending Galamsey elapsed, this particular lady and her other accomplices continued Galamsey activities beyond the deadline that was given by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. And as a result, they embarked on a campaign to arrest people who have flouted the law. And they made contact with her and arrested her after a 4-hour standoff together with her other accomplices. And that is the reason why they had to comply with the 48-hour rule of keeping people in custody. They brought her to the court so that the court can give an order for lawful custody of her so they can continue with their investigations. That is the reason why Aisha finds herself in the court today in the company of immigration officers and also state prosecutors. Kemini.
Very well, we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much. Wilberforce Sari is an EIB court correspondent. You're watching Newsroom Live on GHOne Television. My name is Kemini Amano. Let's take you to Adiembra now. Now, the absence of a health facility there in Adiembra, a rural community in the Adansi East District of the Ashanti region, has forced most women into acting as midwives by giving antenatal care to pregnant women. Men, children and other female inhabitants who fall sick have to be carried on makeshift wooden stretchers to travel on foot for more than 30 minutes to the closest community to board vehicles to the nearest health facility. Alice Aite has the rest of the story.
Adiembra is a rural community in the Adansi East District of the Ashanti region, with farming as the mainstay of the people. Before anyone gets to the town, they are greeted with dust and bumping on the bad road, riddled with potholes that lead to the town. Farmers in this town have difficulties in transporting their farm produce to the nearest markets as drivers refuse to come to the town due to the poor state of the road.
We don't even know how to sell our produce or get them to the markets due to the bad roads here. Those who come to buy them here buy it at their own prices, and we don't even get money to properly take care of our children.
Aside farming, Adiembra has many local gin or akpeteshi producers, but just like the farmers, they do not get to transport their goods to the market. Barrels of unsold akpeteshi can be found in the producers' homes because of the inability to transport them for sale. Depressed by the difficulty in transporting their goods, the akpeteshi distillers and other residents consume majority of the alcohol within the community.
I don't get people to buy the alcohol I produce. I therefore leave them at home. Friends and family members end up drinking all that I produce without paying for it.
Besides the hassle residents, including school children, go through each day to get to closer towns, the community lacks almost all other basic amenities that make life worth living. The absence of a potable water source, electricity and a health facility has become a huge burden on residents. Anytime someone falls sick, a makeshift wooden stretcher is made and used to carry the sick on a tedious and perilous journey for more than 30 minutes to the nearest community to access health care. Residents reenacted their struggles to the news team. Pregnant women in this community do not receive any antenatal care, a situation which sometimes results in stillbirths. Old women in the town have now become midwives, aiding pregnant women when in labor.
There are no cars here to transport people to the hospital when they are sick or when a woman is in labor. If you are not lucky, you may even die before you get to the nearest town or clinic.
Few of the pregnant women who spoke to the news team off camera said they have no option than to resort to the local or self-proclaimed midwives because they fear the dangers involved in having to be carried on wood to the hospital. Alice Aite, GH1 News, Adiembra.
Let's go over our top stories once again here on Newsroom. More than 60 people fatally injured in an explosion in Takoradi in the western region. In Adiembra, the absence of a health facility there has forced many inexperienced women to act as midwives. In business, Ghana ranked as one of the best aviation regions in West Africa, in spite of the fact that the country has no national airline. In sports, we took you down memory lane to tell you the harrowing story of how over 120 football fans lost their lives at the Accra Sports Stadium 16 years ago. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you some more stories. Just stay.
Every 60 minutes, scoliosis attacks a child in Ghana. These children will be stigmatized for life. They will die slowly and painfully as the twisting spine crushes their internal organs. All before the age of 25. What will you do to help?
The Foundation of Orthopedics and Complex Spine, Focus, announces its first ever fundraising event in Ghana. The event will take place at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel on Saturday, 13th May at 6 p.m. Proceeds from the event will go into the Focus Endowment Fund to support needy children who require surgery.
Interested persons can contribute towards the fundraising at 600 Ghana cedi for one or 1,000 Ghana cedi for two, or call 020-0000-856 through Unibank account number 02-11311-006781, the World Trade Center branch.
I hope these surgeries will be done so that I can be on my own and I will not depend on someone to be taken out of me.
Shut your eyes, Mary, and don't look at it no matter what happens.
It has begun! Maria! Enough, she died!
This is history. Saw your lights go out. Bling! And it's bark like a dog. Hi, I'm Ajete Anand. Well, sometimes life pushes us to the very edge. And just when it seems like there's no way out, just hold on. Choose right. Stay alive. Choose life.
Choose Life is a GH1 TV initiative promoting the value of life.
Welcome back to Newsroom. My name is Kamini Amano. Now, while jubilations have engulfed the premises of the Wa East District Assembly in Funsi after the president's nominee for chief executive was overwhelmingly endorsed, for the first time, nominee Joti Moses received 100% endorsement.
The nominee, Joti Moses, who is a teacher by profession, received an overwhelming endorsement never seen before in the region. Speaking after his confirmation, DC Joti Moses told members of the House that he will collaborate with them to resolve the challenges confronting the district, which is described as a food basket of the region.
As a double member of this House, I am fully aware of the myriad of developmental challenges facing the Wa East district. Paramount among them are poor road network, inadequate potable drinking water sources, poor sanitation, inadequate and poorly managed health facilities, inadequate accommodation for workers, especially teachers in severely deprived communities, just to mention but a few.
He was sworn in by the Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan, who earlier appealed to the members of the Assembly to confirm the nominee in order to ensure development of the area is moved forward.
We are going to confirm a person who will have to face the challenges that confront this Assembly with all the might and zeal, and he cannot do that alone. He will need the support and cooperation of all of us.
So far, 3 assemblies have confirmed their nominees, with 8 more left to go.
We'll stay up north, where police in Tamale have rounded up 8 female Nigerians for engaging in prostitution in the northern region.
The police headquarters area have been used as an open brothel where these Nigerian girls practice their trade. Confirming the arrest to GHOne News, Police Public Relations Officer ASP Mohammed Yusuf Tanko said the women were arrested upon a report by a citizen.
They were suspected to be engaging in prostitution. So when the report was made, men were detailed to find out exactly what they used to do around that place. The men suspected them to be engaging in soliciting for prostitution. So they were arrested and brought to the station where their statements were taken.
Mohammed Yusuf Tanko further noted that the alleged prostitutes were put into custody but have all been granted a police inquiry bail. It is, however, unclear the state of police investigations, but GHOne News checks revealed that the suspects have found a new location for their illicit activities.
Now, there's a lack of potable water in Funsi, a village in the Wa East District of the Upper West region. Residents say boreholes in the community, which otherwise could have provided them with good drinking water, have all broken down. They are therefore calling on authorities to come to their aid in order to avert any outbreak of diseases.
Funsi, a small village in the Wa East District of the Upper West region, has been left without potable water for the past 4 weeks. The residents now have to walk several miles in search of water from a mechanized borehole in a neighboring town. Nearly all the boreholes dug in the town have broken down, making it impossible for residents to draw water, forcing them to resort to unwholesome water sources. One of the residents, Jamila Bako, tells GHOne News, residents are unable to go about their normal duties because they spend several hours trying to get water for domestic purposes.
Some people, they always leave their work because of this water. And some people, they need to go to some villages for something. But because of this water, they always leave their work instead of this water. We are pleading the DCs to give to provide boreholes for the whole village, every season, so that the water, so that we will not suffer because of water.
As if the challenge in finding suitable water sources is not enough, the residents are also saddled with bad roads, which make commuting a painful exercise.
Bead making is an ancient craft and until recently was preserved for the elderly in society. In recent times, a lot of people have taken great interest in bead making and the adornment of bead artifacts. Though beads play an influential role in everyday life, they are not just accessories, but are also seen as a lucrative trade for many bead designers. Lina Wahid has more in the following report.
Showcasing the country's proud traditional handiwork, sand trade and Belzerine beads both offer a glimpse into the history and significance of beadwork in the Ghanaian society. One is immediately captivated by the alluringly colored beads ranging from necklaces, chokers, bracelets, bangles, earrings and other accessories being displayed in an intricate manner around the studios. Hungarian-born Kati Toda has been in this craft for 20 years and embraced it due to her fascination with the Ghanaian culture. She felt aspired to record and promote the local bead practice.
In my own assessment, to add value to beads that were produced by Ghanaian craftsmen, and I add my design elements to create a broader market for the same beads, give more work to bead producers, and get jewelry design off the ground, if you like. Apart from traditional stringing, that is very much part of Ghanaian social and cultural life, I wanted to add my own designs to add value and create more need for Ghanaian-made beads.
Seeking a unique venture, CEO of Belzerine Beads, Belinda Howard, echoed her love of fashion coupled with the importance of beads as a driving factor in her pursuit of the trade.
What motivated me was I wanted to set up my own business. I want to do something on my own. Yeah, so, and mostly I wanted to go into fashion, but I didn't want to go into the clothing aspect. So I decided to take bead, and it's been an amazing journey. If you have the passion, if the passion is there, it's not difficult.
The bead designs consist of natural materials such as bone, coral, horn, ivory, seeds, shells, stones and pearls, which places emphasis on the beadwork's meaning. In contemporary times, beads are also produced from synthetic materials like glass, plastic and alloy metals. Workshops are provided to enable aspiring bead stringers create their own beautiful work of art.
I don't teach designs, but I teach techniques. So based on the techniques and the skills, you also come out with your own design. Yes, and we are working on going on a tour. Yeah, so we'll be going to north, the northern region, yeah, or Wa. We wanted to start with our training section.
Both reiterated that more Ghanaians are embracing naturally sourced accessories as a goal to fashion trend.
Well, the International Air Transport Association has ranked Ghana as one of the best aviation regions in West Africa. The country carries the second highest number of passengers in West Africa after Nigeria, and this is in spite of the fact that Ghana has no airline of substance dedicated to flying in the region or intercontinentally. The achievement is due to the proactiveness of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and the Ghana Airports Company. President of IATA for Africa, Raphael Kochi, said Ghana has all it takes to become one of the best aviation hubs in the region. Well, the cost of remittances will be reduced by 40% because the government of Ghana, in collaboration with the government of Switzerland, has launched the Remittance Grant Facility project. Now, this project, to be executed by the Finance Ministry, is expected to run over the next 4 years. The grant is also aimed at creating products which will extend remittance services to rural areas in Ghana.
Rural areas will soon experience the benefit of remittances if the remittance grant facility project is fully implemented. The grant will support projects that will create remittance services backed by financial products such as deposit, savings accounts, insurance, and various forms of investment. The move, meant to expand financial inclusion, will also conduct various market research studies on remittances to inform and shape the implementation of the grant.
We are here to do business looking for project ideas to fund. And this is a challenge fund. A challenge fund means that the project or the remittances grant facility has thrown that challenge to market participants.
Deputy Minister of Finance Charles Edu Boahene noted that the project is expected to address the constraint associated with remittance. Corporation at Swiss Embassy, Daniel Lonchimene, noted that the Swiss government has no direct benefit associated with this project. However, it is pleased to partner the government in increasing financial inclusion.
There is no direct link between the particular project of remittances and Swiss interest. But of course, we have good economic cooperation, and if Ghana is developing economically, socially sound, stable, this is in the interest also of our friendship and the bilateral relations and economic relations of our countries.
When Newsroom returns, we'll bring you some sports and international news. Don't go away.
Sobolo yesterday. Look at his face like Scooby-Doo.
Who is this lanky girl? Oh, you look better than I do. Do you eat? At least I'm in good shape. Will you just shut up? What? Your name.
Intriguing, suspense-filled, romance, inspiring college life, slick, beautiful, and intelligent quality.
See, romance 316. Oh, hold it. I don't want to hear that crap.
When I say mambu tata, you say tataya. Mambu tatai. Mambu tatai.
No, you what? You what? No, I will shout. Yeah, you what?
Hello, Chopu.
The boy talk so below. The boy talk so.
Hello, Chopu. Hello, Chopu.
Yeah, to buy your soul below.
Hey, princesses. You know, I feel so much exuberance in my heart when I see guys like you coming to my duty post.
Hey, so you speak English?
Yes, so say yes, yeah, phone say. Mambu tatai. Good truth in Kokra. My manu who mean moment I say. Rosapo.
Hi, my name is Giovanni Caleb, a host of the Star Drive right here on Star 103.5 FM. There is more to life than what you think you're going through now. There are better days ahead. Ghana needs your life, your family needs your life, your friends. And if you get to that point where you think nobody's listening to you or you feel all left alone in this world, talk to someone. Talk to the experts. I always remember there are brighter days ahead. And of course, we need your life. Choose life. I support this initiative.
Choose Life is a GHOne TV initiative promoting the value of life.
We are back. This is GH1 Television and you're watching Newsroom. Time now for sports, and Tony Bebley is here with the latest. Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, Kemini. After that sad incident 16 years ago, we lost 127 lives. And fortunately, I didn't sit at that particular at the Coca stand. I was rather at the Osu stand, and it could have happened to me as well. I quite remember my colleague Eric Chumisi was with me. But all the same, may their soul rest in perfect peace.
Absolutely.
And so we go straight to Italy. And what is happening? Sule Ali Muntari has been in the news for so many good reasons, good or bad reasons, racial abuse here, but nobody has spoken to him. For the first time, Sule has spoken, and he says that anytime any racial insults will happen, he will walk off the pitch, no matter what FIFA says. That's what he had to say.
Hi, I'm Sule Ali Muntari. I went off the field because I felt it, because I felt it wasn't right for me to be on the field whilst I've been racial abuse. So I went off because I wanted to, because I have the right to do that. And in the last week, I went through hell. Was treated just like a criminal. But anyway, my message to many abusers, the racial abusers, any form of abuse, you should not get scared to talk. You should speak out in order to set yourself free, and you shouldn't be scared of anybody, because you're strong. So you should come out and say whatever you want to say, because it's you. No one will change. You have to make the change.
In the football circles, we call him Babana, any day expect him. But one person who had played so with a long time in Italy is El Capitano, Steven Tornado up here. This is what had to say on Sule's attack.
Well, talking about the ban, I think that is not fair on Sule. When I saw the video, I was really, really sad. I mean, seeing my colleague going, talking to the fans that, I mean, this is my color, this is my color. And what annoys me is the referee. I mean, instead of going to warn those who were abusing Sule Muntari, he was just there, and on top, he gave him a yellow card. So I think that is not fair. We've been talking about racism for the past, I don't even know, for the past years, but nothing is still happening. I think that it's time for us to fight for justice. But you see, when you see a child abusing a player on the pitch because he's black, I mean, he doesn't get any good education at home, because that's what the parents, they always talk about blacks, saying bad things about blacks. That's where you see a young guy or a young girl will go on to watch a game and then will be insulting, I mean, a top player like Sule. But I hope that my brother is not going to give up. The band is not right for him. He's a strong guy, I know, but it's unfortunate that the league is going to our hand and then this thing happened. But I know Sule is a strong guy. This is not going to affect him. I've never experienced that before. And I remember one time we played against Chievo Verona, Juventus against Chievo Verona. And then they were booing Lilian Thuram. So Lilian Thuram went to one of the Chievo Verona's player called Luciano. He's from Brazil. He's a Brazilian, but he's black. So Lilian held the guy's hand and then said, I mean, he said the same thing. That means that if you are insulting me. You are not insulting me alone. You are not even respecting your own player. So I think that as for me, I've never experienced such a thing. I think 3 years ago, Kevin Prince-Boateng experienced the same thing, and he walked off the pitch. And I think that I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing, because it's very, very sad. You are fighting for relegation with the pressure and everything, and then you go to a football game to give everything out to bring results to your team, and then you see people abusing you in a certain way. I mean, it's very, very sad. They have been doing these things for so many years, but nothing has changed. So I mean, FIFA and everybody should, I mean, they have to come out with something. I mean, they have to do something about it because it's not right. It's not. And then the amazing thing is, you see the supporters who are trying to abuse their other team players. Maybe in their team they have black players as well. So if you do that, if I'm playing that team, I'll tell you that you don't even respect me, because if you are insulting a fellow black person, that means that you are sending it direct to me as well.
El Capitano Steven Tornado appeared, the incoming Black Stars team manager, speaking on Tule's racial abuse. Back home there, if you're a Phobian fan, but now you should be happy because yesterday they defeated Wafa 7-match run. They've not been beaten, and they were beaten yesterday. And so this carries the Phobians to number 3 on the league log. So Phobia coming up. So come next year, the second run, I think that the Phobian fans will really come on top because they have vowed to win, and this is how the goals happen.
The Phobians got off to a bright start against the Sogakopa Bay side after midfielder Thomas Abe's 3rd-minute header beat Wafa goalkeeper Razak Abalora. Has held on to their lead until the end of the first half, and back from recess, coach Frank Natal's lads piled more pressure on Wafa and got a second goal through Winfield Kobna in the 72nd minute. But Ibrahim Abubakar grabbed the consolation in the 88th minute. The result means Wafa is now joint leaders with the Duano Stars on 29 points. Hasselhoff coach Frank Natal was pleased with the side's performance.
It was a difficult game because we're playing against the league leaders. They've been on a fantastic run, you know, 7 games, 8 games, something like that, unbeaten. But we did well, we contained them very well, and then we get our second goal. So it was a good performance from the team.
Meanwhile, Midiama SC posted a 3-1 win over Elmina Sharks in Takwa after Justice Blake struck a breeze.
That's all for your afternoon sports. Over to you, Kemini Amano.
Thank you very much. This is the first time we're sharing the studio. It's good to see you here.
Thanks.
But that video of Sule, though, on the other hand, when I flip the page, it looks like, you know, he's speaking as though he's a UN ambassador against racism or something. But that's just by the way. It sounded more PR to me than, you know, something coming from the hat. On the other hand, however, I think his teammates should have done better.
That's why I complained the last time that he didn't get support from his teammates. That forced the referee to show him the yellow card. But FIFA stepped in, Ghana stepped in, the whole world has stepped in. So let's just watch out for maybe a special appointment for Sule Ali Mutare.
Well, because I'm a Ghanaian, I'm going to say you should be very, very careful with your teammates. They didn't support you. Be very careful. Well, thank you very much for bringing us sports news. Sports brief there with Tony Bebley. Time now for international brief.
Zimbabwe's long-standing leader, Robert Mugabe, will be running in next year's presidential elections. The government is testing new biometric voter registration technology, which means everyone eligible to vote will have to register again. Opposition parties say they won't accept the results if Mugabe is re-elected and are also suspicious of the new registration system. A liberal, Moon Jae-in, is the strong favorite with centrist Ahn Cheol-soo, his nearest challenger. If Mr. Moon wins, the South will likely change course on North Korea, with the candidate wanting to increase contact with the Rook regime. But corruption and the economy are greater concerns for domestic voters. A record turnout is predicted, with numbers boosted by younger voters as South Koreans choose from 13 candidates. Polls close at 8 local time, with the winner expected to be announced soon after. The new leader is likely to be sworn in on Wednesday.
And that's how we end today's edition of Newsroom. Thank you very much for your company here on the program. Do enjoy the rest of your day, but make a date with us at 7 p.m. for News Tonight. My name is Kemini Amana. Have a good afternoon.
moment of silence.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us.